cannot say that fourth generation lack vocals, because it's impossible for a whole generation to lack vocals. There's so many girl groups, boy groups that debut, K-pop, but also non-K-pop Korean groups, that promote, and a lot of them don't get recognition and popularity, and remain underrated. So how can you say a whole generation lack vocals, when you don't even have knowledge on every single fourth generation group, idol to debut since the start of the fourth generation till now? How can you just go around saying that, when you know that if someone asks you for proof, the evidence that you'll provide will be something that's incomplete? Evidence that anyone with the brains to research, or know about Nugu groups, can debunk. You cannot say that fourth generation lack vocals, when you know you don't have a solid argument to back up your claims. You say that fourth generation lack vocals, but you haven't researched on all fourth generation idols and groups as I mentioned earlier. Researching will help your dumbass brain understand that fourth generation indeed don't lack vocals, because there's so many great vocalists in each generation of K-pop. If only y'all opened your eyes to the fun world of research, and checking facts before speaking, you'd know that fourth generation don't lack vocals. The reason why I know that fourth generation don't lack vocals is because I'm a hardcore Nugu stan, who checks out any group, boy, girl, that comes my way, mostly female groups, but I'm trying to be more open to boys as well. I did my research, so I know that there are a handful of vocally talented groups in K-pop in the fourth generation. I know also that people who say that fourth generation lack vocals, are people who are really stupid, because they say that fourth generation lack vocals, but when you go to ask them to list down fourth generation groups, they'll give you bigger company groups, well-known groups and popular groups. You won't see a Nugu group from a smaller company or a really underrated good budgeted company group in their list. People should stop saying that a whole generation lack vocals, when only a rare amount of K-pop stans know every single group or enough groups that debuted in the fourth generation and actually stan them. Take me for example, just when I think I know all the girl groups in K-pop, I find new groups that I never knew existed, and I get shocked every time I find a new group that once existed, or a pre-debut group that just got announced. So you guys don't even come close to knowing at least maybe half of the fourth generation. The amount of groups that y'all know now from both genders, are just a tiny portion of groups that have debuted in K-pop. Every year so many groups in K-pop, and outside K-pop, Korean groups from other genres, debut, so y'all can never say that fourth generation or any generation lack vocals, because y'all don't know the whole generation at all to know that fourth generation or any generation for that matter lack vocals. If y'all speak about a whole generation, just know that whatever y'all say about a whole generation is automatically untrue, false and shouldn't be listened to, because again y'all only speak from the behalf of one tiny portion of the generation in K-pop, and not the whole generation itself. Y'all always think that K-pop revolves around bigger, well-known groups, and I don't think the day will ever come, that K-pop stans will realize that smaller companies in K-pop exist too. In conclusion, people cannot speak on behalf of the whole generation without knowing the whole generation. By listening to about 5 to 6 groups or maybe a few more in the fourth generation, you cannot just assume that fourth generation lack vocals. Fourth generation or any generation for that matter, is made up of more than just 20-something groups. In 2021 about 60-plus girl groups debuted, and that was in 2021 alone. So imagine how many groups have debuted since the start of the fourth gen till now, including those 60-plus girl group debuts from 2021. So many groups debut each year into K-pop that y'all don't know about, or maybe discover after something major happens to them. Example, Solia's disbandment within 5 days, and yet y'all have the audacity to say that fourth generation lack vocals, only because y'all judge the fourth generation by looking at a small number of groups. Wow, I'm not surprised that K-pop stans say stupid things like this. They say things, and don't even check first. So to end it all, fourth generation don't and have never lacked vocals, y'all just haven't searched at all, and have sat on your fat asses writing dumbass comments, instead of researching, so that y'all can fool other K-pop stans who also agree, and then also spread that dumb shit around to fool more K-pop stans. Only maybe 1 to 2 out of the many, like me, would actually not believe the comments or things said online, until they can confirm through research if whatever said is true or fake. 뜨거워진